What's going on, Pizza fam? Welcome back to another episode of Pizza King Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrell, as always. In this episode, I'm joined by a very special guest, Neel Vaidya from Troy's Italian Kitchen in Arlington, Virginia. Neel's a good friend of mine, and he came on to talk about really how he built his shop doing things his own way, right? From serving a full menu of vegan and gluten-free options to building real connections in the community, doing events, killing it on social media, and having top-notch customer service. We talked about really like his journey into pizza and what he's learned along the way, his lessons from competing at his first expo this year, and how he uses simple content, some AI tools to really grow his business. This was a real fun episode, bunch of practical takeaways from an operator who's really trying to grow without losing who they are. We talked about that a lot. So shout out to Neel. Appreciate him for joining me on this one. I think you're really going to enjoy. So let's get into it. Neel Vaidya, Troy's Italian Kitchen in Arlington, Virginia.
And doing that deal, because that's different. That's like a different kind of business.
It's funny because so typically what we used to do was we would do like a whole 10-inch pie on the spot and charge $15, $16, $17, $18 a pie. The amount of employees that I would have to have at least 3 to 4 employees.
Right.
And then what I did was I was looking at people doing slices and I'm like, how the hell is this possible? I was like, let's figure it out. Saturday, we did a pop-up. What we did was we made all the 18-inch cheese pizzas here that morning.
Right.
We took 25 pies and then all I did was I brought all the toppings and I made it very basic. Pepperoni sausage, or they can get pepperoni and sausage on each slice.
Like
and so
one
like
of each or a combo, yeah.
Exactly. And my whole goal was to get rid of all the pizzas. Like that's my ultimate goal. And so we had we did 21 pies. So we had like 3 or 4 extra.
Okay.
And so the vendors that I could remember that never came to our spot, I was like, here's a whole pie for you.
How do you, when you do that, how are you, I'm guessing, and I haven't seen your setup, but I'm guessing you got your guys and your uni out there with you to reheat. So you're topping it with the pepperoni sausage, toss it back into the oven, reheat, and then serve. How are you serving? You got are you doing like a 10-inch box, 12-inch box right on the plate?
Paper plates. It's funny because so the whole thing is that I wanted to figure out how I could bring my pricing down.
Okay.
B, employee cost to bring that down too, and also make sure that it's not hard.
Yeah.
Yep, the boxes, they look good, but let's be real, they cost like 25 cents, anywhere from 25 cents to 35 cents. But a paper plate costs 4 cents.
Right.
Or less.
Come on, don't go to buy those cheap plates. You got to get the coated plate at least.
I mean,
I'm just messing with you.
And because, it's funny because we did a vegan festival a couple years ago and we did like 386 pies. At that place, we had to bring 400 boxes. Now, 400 boxes of 50, so that's
8 bundles.
8 bundles. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Versus you can get a box this big,
1,200
of 1,200 plates, and yeah, there are people that say that, oh, I want to take it home. All right, then we'll just put another plate home. And let's be real. Not everyone's going to take it home. They're going to eat it right then and there.
At an event like that, I imagine people are looking for food to eat on the spot, right?
Exactly.
In the moment, which is, and I'm guessing that's why you wanted to bring the price down so that you can get more volume, more people through the line.
And then
you still make more money because of the way you split the pie. You're doing 18 cutting 6?
6. So it cost me 30. So let's say the cheese is 6. So 6 times 6, $36 for a whole 18-inch pie.
You can't sell an 18 cheese for that.
No.
On a whole, but if you split it, then see there's like a whole lesson in that too. And I love that we started there because that's the kind of adjustment that makes you money, right?
Right.
So you brought your labor down, you actually increase your sales, and you were able to get more pizza in the hands of more people which helps to get the
Exactly.
name out. And the only reason I asked about the box is just from a branding standpoint. Like, if people are walking around, were you the only pizza vendor there?
Yes, I was the only
So
pizza
it's
vendor there.
so there you go.
So yes,
I like situations where folks know that it came from me, right?
exactly.
But when you're just doing it, you're the only one there, then they're gonna find you.
Yep.
How do you get people to connect with you outside of the event when you're doing stuff like that?
So it's funny because there's a person we can do shout outs, right?
All day long, please.
Okay.
And then
All right.
whoever it
So
is, invite them on the show so we can talk to them too.
there's a particular person, 550 pizzeria, Laredo, Texas, Jeanette. Okay. She is so small business oriented. Like she puts up small businesses. So it's funny because what I did was at this particular event, I went to all the different vendors. And there was one vendor in particular because, I have twin boys that are 2 years old. And there was an author who was two twin sisters. They write books. And I was just talking to them and, they were like, hey, we're a small business and blah, blah, blah and stuff. And I'm like, I on the spot told them, I was like, what if you came into my store on a Friday evening where I get the most foot traffic and you just tell your story to the customers that walk in? And who cares if you sell 2 books or no books?
Yeah.
At least you get the exposure. And I'm like, on a Friday night, I might do 108 tickets, if 108 tickets, maybe 4 or 5 people will talk to you. That's great. That's less. I mean, that's less than you had before,
Yeah.
And so nowadays, like all events, I want to talk to local businesses and and reach out to them. Like there's also this other company. Shout out to Black Coffee Company. I just met the guy this weekend. He does pop ups in his front yard
Nice.
every Saturday. And he was like, I asked him, I'm like, how many cups of coffee do you sell? He'll probably like 20, 30. Yo, can I bring pizza there? Can I pull up? Like I'll do a smaller event and stuff, but I'll bring like 10 pies.
Yeah, just to
Like
get it out there.
just to get it out there. And it's like it's all about, bonding with other companies, like just bonding with other people because you don't know that person might have only 200 followers but those 200 followers you might get one solid follow to come to your store and bam, like that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it all starts there, and I'm all about like trying to build relationships, build some loyalty, especially when it comes to driving the business. Like I'll give you as many pizzas as it takes for you to come to our shop, for you to, and see that you enjoy what we do. And ultimately, like, let me get your phone number and your email address
Right.
so I can stay in contact with you. So that's pretty dope. I haven't been to that 550. I've been to a 550. I went to one in Fort Worth or Little Elm, actually, outside.
Dude, Jeanette, you need to get Jeanette on here. She is the person that I look up to. I just look at her Instagrams and I just get inspired by the stuff she does.
So just put it out there. I'm gonna reach out to her today now, just because
Yes,
you
make
said it.
sure.
We did. Hold on, we got to slow down. I'm 8 minutes in, and we haven't even told anybody who you are. For the folks, and listen, I already know the people listening. They know you because you're like a master connector yourself, and you reach out to folks and you make friends too. But tell us who you are and
All right.
where you are and what you do.
All right. So my name is Neel Vaidya, and my wife's name is Palak Patel. We own Troy's Italian Kitchen in Arlington, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C. Me and my wife, she comes from an she comes from an accounting background. I come in from a gas station business, typical Indian. And we bought this place in 2019. And it's funny because right before I bought this pizza place, I found out about Pizza Expo. And that's where, when I went to Pizza Expo, that's where I was like, all right, man, I'm so confident about making pizzas.
Yeah,
And then we bought the place. We used to, at the beginning, we used to get frozen dough just so that I can get my foot on the door, like figure out how to do everything. I was connected with some great people on what kind of, stuff to get and everything. And then finally, we bought our mixer that first year and I started making dough and now we just make our dough in house. Another thing about us is that right before COVID, we introduced veganism into our pizzeria. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before COVID hit. And we started seeing sales go down a little bit. And that's when we just started marketing about veganism. And that's when it just took off.
So you're the go-to pizza spot for vegan options
Yes, we are.
in that greater DC area.
Yes, we are. We don't have like the standard, restaurants. They might have like one or two options. I think we have like 40 different options in every category.
So you can offer almost your whole menu as a vegan option.
Yes, vegan and gluten-free options, yes. But we at the same time, we push everything. Our meats, vegan, gluten-free. We have everything. So it's a place where, a whole family can come and everyone can enjoy the exact same thing, but in a little bit of different form, but still it's pizza. It's
Yeah.
calzone, everyone enjoys it.
Take me back to 2019, that first trip to Expo. You said you came out feeling very confident and that you could open or you could acquire this place and be successful. You could make pizza. What was it about that first experience that gave you all that confidence?
So I'll tell you the actual real story. I actually came 2 days before Expo started and I snuck in and I went to different vendors and asked them that, hey, do you want some free help setting up? And I think there was like one or two people that said yes. And I was just like, I think I was mixed. It was I don't even remember what company it was, but it was a mixing company, the mixers. And I was just setting up a mixer, like just putting the bar on their logo, blah, 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 whatever. And like he was just telling me about how long he's been coming and stuff. And like I was like, okay, like this is cool. I'm making a contact. And then, I did it with another guy. And then, like I went to all the classes, and that's where the classes helped me out so much
Mhm.
because in the crowd, there was a lot of people that were either first timers in the 5 years or 20 years or 30 years, whatever. So and it was like I was talking to people who were above me but could relate to what I was doing. And it was just like, like they were able to say that whatever we were talking about and everything. But it was just amazing to join a brotherhood or sisterhood of what these people have done, you know?
Yeah.
And then I actually had to stop. Well, I went for 2 or 3 years and then I had to stop because my wife gave birth to our kids and stuff. So I had to help out over there. And then finally, I went back this year to Pizza Expo. And the amount of people that I met, it was just outrageous. Like, I got to meet a person from China who did not know any English,
Yeah.
but we still talked
We-
about pizza.
Yeah. You got the universal language in front of you. Like this is,
Exactly. And like it was just crazy on the amount of connections that I made. Even local people that I never even knew that had a pizza place that was like Franklin's Pizza and Pasta. That's another person you need to interview because he's a legend. Um he, yeah, on Instagram and in all social medias, he looks so big. And like I was so scared to go up to him and talk to him, but like he was a cool dude. Like
yeah, I love
he was
that.
so chill. Like there were so many people that I've never met and it was just a blessing. Like now I'm like so pumped up even though Expo is done a month ago, almost a month ago. I'm still pumped up, like
I think that to me is one of the best parts of the experience is the energy that you bring back to your shop and that you bring back to your team. Even if you can't take your whole team with you, when you come back fired up because you met somebody or you learned something new or you tried a new product or whatever the experience brings you, and you can do it so many different ways.
right.
The energy that you bring back, man, just carries you. It just carries you. And then people like, why you still go to Expo? You like, are you learning anything? Are you meeting any? Like, I know a lot of folks and I've met a lot of people and I'm still meeting new people, but it's the energy that you get out of that you get
Exactly.
to bring back.
It's actually funny, that you say that. So there's another pizzeria. So what I like to do is I like to call other pizzerias. I try to hit up one pizzeria a week. If I can talk to the owner just to say hi, hello. Like I hit up a pizzeria in Florida last week and happened the owner picked up and we just connected, like it's just like a connection that, hey, if ever I have any issues, can I hit you up,
Yeah.
And it's funny because I called up one pizzeria and he was like, no, man, I don't go to Pizza Expo anymore. Like, I feel like it's a waste of time. And I'm like, let me ask you a question. What do you do there? Like, do you just walk the expo or do you go to the classes or do you participate in the events? And he's like, no, I just walk the floor. And I'm like, yeah, great. It's great. Okay.
It's not even half the experience, though.
It's not half the
Not
experience.
even half the experience.
Nothing. It's not even 1% of the experience. And I was like, that's why you feel like it's boring because you do the same thing over and over again and you don't see anything new. What you need to do is you need to go to the classes. You need to start um going to the what is it called? The competitions. That's where you need to go.
Yeah. That was a game changer for me. And you actually competed this year for the first time. Congratulations on that.
Bro, I was so blessed.
It's a whole new world when you go behind that curtain, right? And
Yes,
you're
it
there
is.
amongst what I consider to be the best pizza makers on the planet, right?
Yes.
And you get to see their processes and you get to talk about their products and you get to just learn about who they are and their businesses. That becomes a whole different experience in itself.
Yep. It was I think it was a life-changing thing that I had to do. Can I tell you about it?
Please.
Okay.
I was there.
So
I was there with you,
yeah,
but
you
you
were
could tell all of us about it.
so it was funny. One of the guys, Sanctuary Pizza, Ryan, last year, he was like, bro, you need to sign up for one of the challenges. I don't care if you lose or win, you need to do it. And I was like, Ryan, I can't do it. I'm too afraid. He's like, dude, if you don't do it, I'm gonna buy you a placement. Okay. So then fast forward, I went behind his back and I registered for world's best cheese pizza. Okay. And then I was like, you know what? Let me put my energy into it. So every single day I made a pizza, I put it up on Instagram, and you know what? I was getting bashed. I was getting bashed. I was people, all these haters and stuff. But guess what? Those haters motivated me even more and more and more. So I was like, hell yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And then I found out, like when we got to Expo, I was so nervous because all these legends, like you have a 20-time world's best cheese pizza maker there. You have, you just have so many people that are above you. And everyone's like cheering me on about it.
Yeah, no one treats you like that at Expo.
No
It's
one treats you. And everyone, I remember the day before I tried out my dough, and I had a bunch of people that came up to me and was like, dude, your pizza's really good. Your pizza's really good. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to try to improve anything because the pizza that I made there, that's the pizza that you're going to get at my store. So I was like, I'm just going to make a plain, whatever I do, my normal way. I don't want to do anything fancy or nothing. So we give the pizzas to the judges. We had to wait a day. Then had people in the audience got to try it out. And so many people were like, dude, this is a solid pizza. This is a solid pizza. And so at 12 o'clock midnight, I could not sleep, but I was in my hotel room and I got the email. And bro, I got 101 place out of 110. Yeah, everyone's going to say, dude, that's bad. No, it's
no,
not.
that's a top 100 slice in the world.
In the world, not in, the DC area or the Northeast, in the freaking world.
Competitors from
Bro,
all over the world.
It's crazy on how many phone calls I got from other pizza guys, and they were like, dude, just remember this is your first one. Keep going, keep going. Next year you're gonna get 100th place. Next year after that you might get 75, whatever. Just keep going. And you know what the crazy thing is? After I came back, I started making pizzas in my shop. I actually started getting better at it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, this
Were
is
you able to even being there and being behind the curtain, were you able to learn from the guys around you, the guys and girls around you?
yes, yes, I learned so much. The first thing was I feel like my energy level was too much over there. I mean, I was a happy person, like everyone's in the zone, like concentrating. And yeah, I was concentrating, but all like it just opened up my doors to see what other things I can do over there, So it was life-changing thing that I did, and I was so happy I did it.
So competing going forward now, every
Always. And you're gonna come. You remember we talked about it in
10K.
in
We're
in
gonna do it no matter what, but we're gonna push to get the subs up to 10,000. But
no, even
we're
regardless,
competing.
in Ohio this year
Yeah,
or next year, yeah, this year we're
this
gonna
year in
compete.
Ohio, we're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna compete with us,
I'm gonna do it. So I'll enter. I'll
and
actually.
I'll record yours.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know if I want to put mine on camera my first time. You're so brave,
Hey,
and
I did it.
I have so much respect for you because you step all the way outside of your comfort zone, and you're brave enough to share the entire journey, publicly with us all. And you just own it, and you just live in it, man. And you may say your energy was too much, but you were the happiest person on the competition floor. I could see it. I was there. I watched it. I witnessed it. You made so many friends. There wasn't anybody that you didn't go and have a conversation with or say, "Hey, did you want to try my pizza?" So for that experience in itself, for me to witness was a joy. So
Right.
thank you.
No problem. No problem.
We got to talk a little bit and at the expo just about your time in pizza and the journey to get to this point starting in 2019. You're 7 years in the game. I know you've learned a ton just about business and things in general, what to do, what not to do. We had touched a tad bit on ice cream. I remember you kind of took a little bit of a detour into the frozen world.
Yes.
What did you learn from that experience? Because I don't think because you're not doing it anymore, right?
No, no. So it was funny because when I had my pizzeria, there was an ice cream shop that went up for sale and I bought it. I was like, you know what? I want to learn something else. But going into ice cream, I didn't really enjoy it. It was a good experience. Like a lot of business owners, when they have a little bit of cash sitting up, they're like, okay, you know what? Let me go explore other things. And with my experience of having it for, I think 1 year we had it for, and then we got rid of it. Ice cream is not for me. Like, I am just sticking to pizza and that's it. Like, pizza makes everyone happy year round. No matter when it's cold, it's hot, whatever. It's raining, whatever. Like, pizza will always sell. And I just really enjoy pizza.
Yeah.
And
I,
that's what I'm gonna stick to.
that's what you're sticking to. You even got it tattooed on your arm, right?
Yes, I do. Let me show you
Let's see it.
guys. So a little bit about this tattoo. As you can see, we love pizza. The 6 olives. There's 6 olives on here. So that represents me and my wife. Well, my wife went through IVF, and we only had 6 eggs, embryos. And so those represents the 6 embryos that we had. And then the basil leaves, if you look at it, so we only had there's 3 basil leaves. So after we did IVF, we we lost 3 eggs, and out of 3 eggs we had one more, and we did the science and we put it in her and stuff, and by a miracle we had that one egg turned into 2 twin boys,
That's a great.
and it
That's
has been a
incredible.
blessing.
That's incredible. I
Yes.
mean, even that journey in itself, because that's not an easy process when you're talking about the ups and downs emotionally, trying to go through that process while running a business at the same time. How are you guys managing, home and work and still being a team throughout all of that?
So when my wife was down, when she was sad, I would bring her a pizza and it would make her happy. I'm telling you, pizza makes everyone happy. No,
What's her go-to pizza? What's her favorite?
plain cheese pizza. Just cheese pizza or the elote pizza that we have. Those are our 2 go-tos. But that journey was very, very rough, especially for her. So it's funny because in my phone, I have her named as Superwoman.
I saw that.
She has dedicated her life or her time here, to help me build this business. She was literally working at the shop when she was an accountant. She was working at the shop when we couldn't afford employees. So she would work her 8-hour shift, and then she would in between customers, whatever, she would help me out and stuff. And then unfortunately, she got laid off. So then I slipped in application to her and I said, "Yo, Troy's Italian Kitchen is hiring, you know, like
Of
fill
course
it
you
out.
did.
I will hire right away." So no, she joined the company and stuff. She takes care of all the back end. And now with the kids and stuff, she definitely just takes care of the back ends. She'll come once every 6 months to the pizza shop. And but like the communication that me and her have, yes, it's ups and downs and stuff, but I feel like we're the best team because she knows what I want and I know what she wants, and it's like we don't step on each other's toes. Like for example, we're redoing our website, right? I told her, I said, "Look, once it's completely done, let me know and I will look at it. And if anything's bad or anything needs to update, I'll let you know and you take care of it." And that's it, And we just go with that. Like if it's just easier that way. So we make a really, really good team.
Yeah, you guys, it sounds like you both have your own lanes, and when you need to give some input, you give it, but otherwise, you let her do her thing, and she lets you do
Yeah,
yours.
exactly.
And, like I said before, appreciate you for just letting me be there with you through that because I was also able to witness how much not just her, but your entire family supported you
Yes,
as a competitor. And they watched, we put them live on your phone on FaceTime,
yes,
and
yes.
everybody was just, I mean, even the kids, everyone was just so excited to see you excited to do that. I thought that was super cool.
That was, hold on, let me see if I can find that video where you took it. Actually, no, I don't even know where it is. But maybe we can put that clip up.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll add the clip.
That was an amazing moment where when literally I asked the kids, I was like, "How did Daddy do?" And they just yelled. They're like, "Great, yeah!" And then I was like, "You give Daddy a 10 out of 10?" And they're like, "Yeah!"
10 out
I'm
of
like,
10.
"Bro, like that was." This is why I'm so pumped up because I want to see my kids. Like, I want my kids to see that, hey, like their dad is working hard, and who knows, maybe one day they'll take over this pizza shop and make it even bigger.
Are
So
you looking to, expand the brand at all?
I would love to, but to be honest with you, I get a lot of people that, hey, we will invest in with you. We'll invest with you. But you know what? I don't need investors. I need people who want to take time and grow something with me. Like that is the hardest thing. Like, yeah, people tell me that, oh, you should open up, a pizza shop here. You should, you'll do great and stuff. And frankly, I'll be like, look, if you can help me find someone who wants to manage,
It's the
like
people is the hardest part.
people is the hardest part. And honestly, like I'm a chill guy. Like I love to make everyone happy. My previous stuff where I got, mentally abused, the business that I was. I don't want to treat people like I want to treat people like human beings, not robots. And like for example, every federal holiday, I give my employees off. I give Sundays off. Like other restaurants, they don't do that because that's the biggest time where they can make money. But the way I look at it is Sundays were closed. Guess what? That's family day. And my employees, they need to spend time with their families and I need to spend time with their families. And so that's why we decided, yeah, we lose $3,000-4,000, but guess what? My employees work. They understand. And then you know what? 6 days a week, they'll work even harder.
Yeah, we go hard. We go hard for the time that we're here, knowing that we have a break, a built-in break.
And then like Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these big holidays, we're closed because we want to spend time with just like our customers want to spend time with their families. So
That's a tough decision for an operator because when you start to, look at the numbers, you're like, oh, but you can't make all your decisions based on finances, right?
yes,
You can't do this alone. And I appreciate that approach because, to your point, there's a lot of folks out there willing to give money and a lot of folks willing to make an investment because they want return on investment. But how
right,
many folks are willing to invest their time and energy because it takes more than money to be successful in the pizza business?
right, right. Yeah, that's true.
Takes more than money. What has been, one of the best lessons that you've learned over the 7 years you've been open and been in there? And I know it was open before that, but the 7 years you've been there.
So the biggest thing is that customer service. You can have the nastiest pizzas, but if your customer service is the best, and very very small little things, like as soon as a customer walks in, we will ask you, "How are you doing today? How has your week been? Anything exciting happening?" And then we will start talking about what would you like to order and stuff. And another thing is that when the customer leaves, when they say thank you so much, you cannot say thank you. You have to say my pleasure.
There's another brand that does that.
Yes, and that's where I got it from.
There's another
And you know
brand.
what?
It's crazy.
And
They're like the biggest brand in the world.
exactly. And I'm like, it's actually funny. My manager told me about that. He will stop me whenever I say thank you to a customer. And he's like, no, Neil, you can't say that. You have to say my pleasure. And a lot of times I'll see customers turn around and look at me and they'll have a bigger smile.
It makes the pizza better too.
It makes the pizza better. And now we have an amazing pizza. Um, like my whole thing is that, we'll have people that come in that are scared to try things. It was a funny story. So on Saturday, we had a couple that came in, and one of them was vegan and one of them was not vegan. She wanted wings and the other guy wanted vegan wings. And I told him, I said, look, why don't you just try it out? If you don't like it, that's it. You tried it. You check it out the books. She actually tried it and she was like, wow,
She
that
tried
is
the vegan
really
wings.
the vegan wings. She was like, wow, that is really amazing. But you know what? It's the biggest thing is that other customers, they have bad days and they'll come here to a pizzeria because pizza makes everyone happy. And so I feel like anyone, when they walk into this door, even if they're having a bad day or a miserable day or a happy day, you should always, always treat people with respect. And, even if we're having issues, leave that to the side because people are coming to us. They want to get better. They want to get happier. And so that's why I treat people with 10 times better customer service as, any other Joe Schmo place.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I was gonna ask, like, as an operator, what have you learned about just leadership? But it sounds like you really leaned into really just catering to the guest experience and making sure that, the folks who actually pay the bills are enjoying their experience here.
So leadership, it's funny because I I also listen to what my employees are saying. A lot of places, they're going to say, no, Neil, I'm the boss. Like, I would be like, no, I'm the boss. We're going to do it this way. Okay. One of my employees, they came out with, he sent me something on Instagram or something like that. And he was like, oh, look, this place is doing like a cherry blossom smoothie. Why don't we do a cherry blossom pizza? I was like, "Oh, man. All right, let me tap it into ChatGPT. Can you make me a cherry blossom pizza?" Okay, within 10 seconds, it said, "Put, garlic butter, cheese, spinach, cherry tomatoes, and then bake it. And then after it's done, put balsamic glaze on it." I'm like, "Dude, ChatGPT just created a new pizza for me." You know? Like,
I've never used chat for a recipe. That's
literally.
pretty dope.
And another thing is that you can actually take a picture of the pizza and ask ChatGPT, how does this pizza look? Do I need to add anything to it? And then one time it told me, yes, add Parmesan cheese to it and it'll look better or it might taste better. So I'm like, dude, I have I have like a go-to person now, ChatGPT, to make pizzas. So it's all about listening to everyone in my store. Yes, I am the owner, but guess what? I don't act like an owner. I am a team member. We're all one team. My manager, he sometimes tells me, yo, can you go wash the dishes? No problem. I'll do it. I have no problems of doing anything. I'll clean the bathroom. I have no problems at all. So I feel like if owners bring it down to a level of one, your business will work 10 times better.
Percent agree. 100% agree. And I gotta go kind of touch on some of the like Chat GPT and AI because I think there's this stigma that if you're using AI, then it's not, you're not gonna get something authentic or you're not using it. People use it in ways that I guess waters down the product or the output or the content when you see chat created images or chat wrote this or chat did that, but you found different ways to use, AI as a thought partner and someone that can, answer your questions and help you work through some of the things that you're planning and doing. What are some of the other ways you like to use, AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you use?
So another thing, what I did was I literally asked them, okay, I want to gain more followers on social medias. What should I do? It gave me a whole plan on what things to do. And then I asked it, I said, okay, I have a pizzeria. What are some things I should do? It gave me the ideas. And then what I did was I said, okay, let's take this idea and this idea, now put it together. And it made my what I wanted to do, and that's what I continue to do. Literally, what we started doing was we started interviewing customers who would order pizzas from us.
I see that.
And because a lot of people are tired of seeing my face all the time. So what I started doing was asking, hey, would you like to be on a video? Okay. If they said yes, all right, what kind of pizza did you order? A medium? Okay, I'm going to upgrade it to a large for free. You just have to talk for 10 seconds and that's it.
Just give me a reaction,
Give
a
me a
review, honest
reaction,
review.
honest review, and I started recording, and, like, I think I got around 20 different posts that I can put about it, you
And
know?
you're just with your phone right there in the moment.
That's it, just my phone and my microphone, and that's it, and I have a
Nothing
stand.
crazy.
Nothing crazy.
I think that's the
Everything is everything can fit in my pocket.
I think that's the lesson where, I think people are using AI tools the wrong way when you're trying to make AI do the work for you.
Right.
Because what I just got out of what you said was AI helped you plan and think through the work, but then you had to actually go do it.
See, that yes. You can put up on there, "Hey, make me a poster saying $5 a slice," and put a picture.
It'll do it.
Right? It's gonna do it, and then you're gonna post it, and you might get 10 customers. But if you actually do a 30-second to a minute video, you could get 10 customers, 20 customers. It's funny. So before I started posting about the Pizza Expo, a month and a half ago, we had 3,000 followers. And now hold on. We have 4,353 followers exactly. And literally, it was because I was posting of who I am making the pizzas, there's another program that I use is CapCut, but everyone says it's hard, but it's not hard. Learning pizza is hard. It's hard. There's so much science in it, but CapCut, shout out to CapCut.
Love CapCut. I use it a lot.
Yes, and within half an hour, I can make a 30-second to a minute video. And then you go back to ChatGPT and ask them, hey, this is what my video is about. Give me a nice caption. Give me the hashtags. Give me all that stuff. And it gives it to you. If you don't like it, tell them you want to rewrite it. And that's it. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be as generic as people make it seem. You
No.
can
Another thing is, a lot of times when I watch my videos, I hate my videos. Okay. I hate my videos so much. And I'm like, dude, I could have done this better. I could have done this better. But then you look at the views, like some of my views are like at 10,000 views, 20,000 views, 4,000 views. The thing is that people just want to see who the owner is and how genuinely they are. Like, are
I
they,
want to see videos of you bossing people around in the shop.
I don't ever do that. I don't see. Here's another thing. If my
I know
employees
you're
are
acting.
if my employees are busy in the shop, right? And something I need to get done, I'll go and do it myself because they're busy doing other stuff. Like, I'm not going to stop them. And if they're not busy and I'm free and they're just chilling, and if it's not a big deal to do, I'm still going to go do it because let them relax.
Get your break because
Yeah,
because dinner's coming.
exactly.
You gave me some good advice on video too, because you're like, dude, you posted that video, you didn't tag anybody, you didn't do that. You understand the platforms and what to do and how to use them because you put the time and the effort into doing it, and you openly share that advice. How do you what advice would you give to somebody who's got a pizzeria? They're just getting started. They want to grow on social. They want to do those things. And there's so much to learn, but where do you start?
So what I would do is the first very simple stuff. If you make a cheese pizza, you already have 3 people that you can tag. The dough company, or sorry, the flour company. Actually, no, you have a bunch. So you can tag the flour company, the yeast company, the water company if there is a special water that you use. Then you have the cheese company and then the sauce company. So right there you have 6 people that you can tag. And then what I would start doing is start tagging other pizzerias. Because, for example, when people tag me, another pizzeria, I straight up put it on my story. Because not all 4,000 followers are in like my area. They're all over the world. So let's say if one day 550 tags me in a post, right? One of my 4,000 followers might be in Laredo, Texas, and I post it up. Well, guess what? We just made the connection to that one customer to go try it out. So it's important to make sure that you tag the people, different companies. And then listen, I've had people DM me and say, "Can you please stop tagging me?" That's not a problem. Listen, there's going to be other people out there that wants them to be tagged. Like, like it's okay. One door closes, another 5 doors are going to open up.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
I love to see it when I get tagged in a post because it's like, whoa, somebody thought on my page or somebody thought on me or my account and, they wanted me to see it or maybe I'm involved in it somewhere, but I love it too. And I try to share that love. I need to get
Yep.
better about tagging folks. I never do that. And I don't even do hashtags. I got to get better about that. I'm so lazy.
I do want to say, if anyone on here who's listening who wants help on making videos or hashtagging or anything like that, I am willing to share everything what I do and literally like show you legitly how to do everything, because at the end of the day, we're all here. We all want to learn, and I'm okay of teaching people.
I
Like,
love I love that. We'll make sure we'll drop your email address and your,
yes,
the pages, all that in there. Neil, I could talk to you all day, but I know you
I
have
know.
a business to
I got to
open
get
and
to
run.
work.
I can already see people like walking by, they got questions.
Yes.
So real quick before you go, we just talked about social a little bit. Tell people where to find you,
So
your
you
best
can,
platforms to connect.
so all the platforms you can do Instagram, which is Troy's Italian Kitchen, also on TikTok and YouTube. And then if you want to email me, you can email me at info@troysitaliankitchen.com and shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, and I'll get back to you. And then I will just share you my phone number and you can give me a call. Can I tell you one thing? Okay,
Anything.
with posting a lot now, I've actually started talking to people in London. They hit me up. In Australia, we use WhatsApp. They would call me and they're like, "Neel, can you show us how, like, inspire me? Like, I'm inspired by you because first of all, you're Indian. Not everyone can see that I'm Indian. Um, but dude, like, there's not a lot of Indians in the pizza industry. Like, what inspired you to do it and stuff? So don't be afraid to contact me. And you know what? Since I brought it up, so the line, the 2 orange lines, the meaning of it is God's feet, and the dot means devotion to God's feet. So it is a reminder for me to make sure that I follow God's feet and to do the right thing.
Ordered
And
steps.
this is mainly a reminder for me on who I am, but you know what? People love it. And, you can't miss it, like you can't miss it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. I
not a
appreciate you,
problem.
Neil. You're a
Not a
good
problem.
dude. You're a friend of mine. You and I, you can call me, you could text me.
Yes,
We're gonna do this again. This is actually this
100%.
is actually our second time interviewing, but we're gonna
Yes,
we're gonna get a
yes.
little series going because you know a lot of folks and you got a great story. There's even more layers to you than we could dig into today.
Yep,
But thank you for your time, my
not
friend.
a problem.
We'll talk soon and thanks for sharing your story. We'll make sure
Not a
everybody
problem.
goes to connect with you and we'll talk soon.
Yes, see you later.
Yes, sir.